on the clock. Pecan, 2 seconds. Pecan for the lead. Got it! He got the record at the buzzer! The break for three. Buried! Gallagher pulls up. Gallagher rims it out the field. Slams it down. Foley up ahead. Dombrowski, the freshman, off the window and one. Let's go back to Evans. Corner three. Got it. There's Lowe with the exclamation point as Dunny slams it down. Far side, Dawson unloads, knocks it home. Jenna Dawson by Teslovich. Epps puts it on the floor. Bryce looks to drive in. Epps floats it up. Got it! He got it! There's 1,000 for Bryce Epps. It's a potential milestone evening from Serra Catholic High School at William J. Cleary Court as the Serra Catholic Eagles look to go 5-0 with a depleted roster compared to a season ago, just 8 girls, but they are undefeated, looking to win their 5th game to start the campaign and get their head coach his 200th career win behind the bench. Of course, 173 of those came prior to Serra Catholic back at South Fayette, but nonetheless, Coach Bacco looking forward to the opportunity to do that here with his Eagles squad this evening. Alex Lyons alongside me, Jose Negron for all the action in this one. And Jose, a great opportunity here for the Serra Catholic graduate, Matt Bacco, with this group of girls to get to this 200 win mark milestone at home.
Yeah, I'm sure I don't even know if it's a milestone that's been on Matt Bacco's mind. I know it was something that was kind of just brought to our attention, and definitely. I mean, that's kind of coming full circle. Being able to reach that milestone at the place where he went to school, and to be able to do it on this court where Bill Cleary was able to get so many wins during his illustrious career as Serra Catholic's girls basketball coach. So it has to be a special moment for Bacco, but they still got to get the job done. They're 4-0 to start the season, 1-0 in Section 3 2A with a win over Steel Valley, but they still got to get that win tonight against Spingdale in order to get that history for Matt Bacco.
Yeah, and Coach Bacco, getting to talk to him earlier today, he said having the chance to do it with Serra and this group of kids, and then kids from his past that are now on his staff, would make this all the more special here this evening. But again, they know what this team was last year. They know how close they were last year. And they lost a lot from last year.
Right.
And it's not rebuild, retool. It's we have 8 girls, but we have some talented players. And guess what? Kate Clark, she's our worst starting 5 scorer, and she's about to break out according to her head coach.
Yeah, and the thing is, this is a very experienced lineup. I mean, you look at the 4 juniors that they have in this lineup. They have valuable varsity experience, especially getting the starting experience last year. Kate Clark is a player who I know against Elizabeth Ford, she didn't have any points, but then she came back and had a huge performance against Yock. So there's a very talented starting 5, and Serra Catholic, I'm sure, will get better as the season goes on.
And listen, 3/5 of this starting lineup, they're starters in the MVI SBL as well. They got great value experience, with Battles and Clark. They got to work together this summer as well. Abby Jennis coming in as a freshman. She's been outstanding, and I'm sure Wes Mifflin wishes they had her on her roster. I'm sure Matt Bacco loves having Abby Jennis. Of course, her sister plays college ball at West Virginia Wesleyan, but it is a very talented Serra Catholic squad. Maybe what they lack in numbers, they don't lack for in talent. Very impressive team, and they're going to look to go to 5-0 against Springdale, who comes in 2-2. As on the season, Springdale lost their first game to West Shamokin before beating Nazareth Prep and Leechburg, and then lost their last game against Aquinas Academy. This is their first section game, as this will be Serra Catholic's second in the section, as we'll step aside for the prayer and the national anthem right here from William J. Cleary Court at Serra Catholic.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Lord God, bless all those who come here to participate in this competition. the team members of Spingdale High School and Serra Catholic High. Extend your blessings to our families, friends, supporters, and all who seek you. Let us the gift you have given us in this critical.
Planet Roof, Pittsburgh's top roofing company, goes above and beyond to give customers the best experience possible. At Planet Roof, we pay close attention to the quality of our work in your home. Our roofers are committed professionals with years of experience who will go above and beyond for all of our clients' needs. Because at Planet Roof, we love what we do. For more information, contact us today at 724-243-3297 or visit our website, planetroof.com. Anthem sung, basketball on deck from Serra Catholic as we'll get set for the starting lineups, as we'll take a look at the visitors. First for Spingdale, led by their third-year bench boss, Jerry Clark. He'll put out a lineup that looks like this, as it is going to be the guard at Ashlyn Furtabar along with Grace Gent. Joining them will be Jocelyn Walters-Vrabel along with Katie Steck. And at guard, rounding out the starting lineup for the third-year head coach, will be Abby Williams. Grace Gent, of course, the player to watch here for the Spingdale Dynamos this evening. And for Coach Backo, sitting on win number 199, he's going to put out a lineup that looks like this. It's the junior forward Bree Battles, joined by the 5'6" freshman guard Abby Jennis, 5'11" junior center Riley Alaba, along with the 5'5" junior guard Caitlin Cooley, and the 5'8" junior Kate Clark. Battles, Jennings, Alaba, Cooley, and Clark for Coach Matt Backo. And Jose, I had the privilege of actually getting to watch this Spingdale Dynamo team back in Coach Clark's first year as the helm. And, you know, this is an incredible turnaround that Coach Clark has been able to do. You know, last 2 seasons, they've won 5 games each of those 2 seasons. The last 2 seasons before that, 2 total wins. They had 3 wins in 4 years before Coach Clark took over the helm, and he's brought them to back-to-back 5-win seasons, already 2 wins here in this one. He ran the junior high team for 5 seasons. Meredith Cooper's assistant was also on that team, and it went from a team that had 6 girls on it to this roster we see here today, Jose, and it is absolutely a loaded bench for Spingdale. And you got to love to see a coach being able to help bring back a program, and that is what Coach Clark has really been able to do for Spingdale.
Yeah, it's all about generating interest and generating excitement in the program, and it seems like that's what he's been able to do. And you look at the numbers on the bench, it speaks for itself.
As it's going to be Battles and Steck for the opening tip. Battles pushes it off as into the front court comes Caitlin Cooley, swings the cross to Clark. Now it's Abby Jennis back up top. Clark, top of the key. Hand off there, Cooley. Now it's once more to Jennis into the corner. Battles. As moving outside the arc is the Eagles. As Jennis from the corner off the mark. Battles the rebound, and Battles can't finish. Grabbed down and knocked out underneath. Last touch by the Dynamos and Walters-Vrabel. As possession going to stay with the Eagles from Serra Catholic. Bounce pass into Battles. Battles left hand up, no good. Rebound out of bounds. Last touch by the Eagles, and Spingdale will take back over.
That's the thing Serra has struggled with early on, is just being able to convert on its offensive chances. They've really dominated opponents with their defense, as you can see, you know, them putting on the pressure early on, forcing turnovers. They forced the first of what, you know, could be many if they continue the defensive showing that they've had this season. But offensively, this is a Serra team that wants to improve as the year goes on.
as Riley Alaba can't finish at the rim. Best scoring defense inside of 2A. Even though Serra hasn't capitalized completely, they still have a top 3 scoring offense as well. Last year they were number 2 in 2A to a team I'm sure they're glad is no longer in 2A. That is the Neshannock Lancers, who knocked them out in the championship game 2 years ago in the semifinals last year, as Spingdale bringing out the early press as Abby Jenis off the inbound, splits a pair. Now back to Kate Clark up ahead. Here's Caitlin Cooley. Cooley, of course, has championship game experience this season with the Serra Catholic Eagles volleyball team that lost to the Commodores in the 1A championship in volleyball, as that one's knocked free. Back in transition, that's Grace Gent. Gent, top of the key, stops up, kicks it right wing into a 3 off the window and in, as banking it in was Jocelyn Walters-Vrabel. And it's 3-0 Spingdale. Alaba with 6:25 remaining off her hands and out of bounds. Last touch by the Dynamos before Kate Clark tried to grab it or make that, Abby Jenis. Big game tomorrow between the McKeesport Tigers and the Leopards. We'll have that one here for you on MVI Live as Cooley kicks it to Clark in the corner. Clark tries to swing it back up top. There's Abby Jenis, 50% from beyond the arc this season. In 4 games now is Caitlin Cooley, left side to Kate Clark. Now it's battles, a very athletic offensive lineup as Clark left alone from the corner, back iron and out, rebound Battles as Battles tries to work it free. And onto the floor, tie-up force. Possession arrow should point in favor of Spingdale. And Jose, I think Battles has the potential to become a very similar style player to Alyssa Terza that we see. Terza may be a little better on the outside, Battles a little better inside, but they're 2 players that we see, and they got a chance to play against each other this year, that are very hybrid dynamic that can do stuff like that on both ends of the court.
Yeah, they're fully capable at pretty much doing everything that you need a good basketball player to do. And Battles is a very good defender. She's a very good on the offensive boards and the defensive boards, rather. And she's a force inside, and that's really what Serra needs from her. Even though she's used to kind of playing like more of a guard position, as Kate Clark draws a foul and gets the bucket.
As Kate Clark, a chance to tie the game up at 3.
I gotta say, I was very impressed with Kate Clark. She, like I mentioned before, as we have a little bit of a pause here. Very quiet in the gym.
You don't want to be that guy?
I didn't want to be that guy.
It's only at Serra Catholic, Jose.
It is.
I remember this vividly from last year, that every time we're here during free throws, we're the only ones talking.
Yes. But what I was saying was she went scoreless in that win over Elizabeth Ford, and then 1 game later, she scored, I believe, the first 5 points, as there's a travel on Spingdale, 4th turnover here in the first 2 minutes and 20 seconds for the Dynamo. But Clark went scoreless against Elizabeth Ford, then came out and just trusted her shot. She kept it going, and that's something that Matt Bacco is really happy with. He likes to see kids, bounce back from those types of performances. She was accountable. She was bummed with the performance she had, but she came back with an even bigger one.
As Riley Alaba gets the rebound in, tied up underneath, and that was a huge loss in the playoffs last year when Alaba went down with her injury, missing the latter half. I think the entire playoffs. It was in the last game, if I'm not mistaken. And Serra Catholic struggled inside without Riley, as there's Abby Jenis off the mark. Rebound ripped down by Steck. Walters-Vrabel off to the far side as Furterbar back into the front court. Furterbar up top. Now it's Grace Jen. Swings it left side. Now inside as Walters-Vrabel puts it up. No good. Rebound. Grab down. Battles to Clark running the floor. Cooley as Caitlin Cooley, right block, spins into the lane. Pinball's freed up. Battles with the right hand. No good as Jen flips it back into the middle. There's Katie Steck. Pocket almost picked as Furterbar picks it back up in her own end. Furterbar over the Eagle logo at center court. And Jose, this court is absolutely immaculate looking with the reflooring. As Caitlin Cooley, the steal and the score. And Coach Matt Bacco not happy with his team's start. He will burn his first timeout as Caitlin Cooley gets onto the board. Again, just 8 girls on this roster, a lot of talented players that we saw come off the bench last year for Serra Catholic. And then, of course, the one starter in Chloe Portash now at Worcester, all missing pieces. But, the talent is there, even though the numbers aren't for Serra Catholic.
Yeah, and if you look at the players that they have in their starting 5 alone, I mean, these are players that, could very much average 10 points per game, and I know so far early on this season, you really haven't seen the full complement of these 5 getting going at the same time. There have been a couple of games where, you have Jenness and Battles leading the way. Allball has been up there. Caitlin Coley has been, above 10 at a couple games. Same with Kate Clark. Once this team gets to where it should be, it's probably going to be around playoff time, and they're probably going to be hitting on all cylinders when it matters most.
Yeah, Jenness is the leading scorer. She's a freshman.
Yeah.
It's going to, and I guarantee.
And she really hasn't had many practices with this team as she picks up the steal and the bucket on cue.
Abby Jenness, first bucket of the game. And again, until midway through the summer, she was still going to West Mifflin. It was almost the final week of the MVI SBL. We found out she was coming to Serra Catholic, as Kate Clark will head back to the line to shoot a couple. Kate Clark, of course, an outside hitter on the Serra Catholic Eagles volleyball team as well, as that's Grace Gent's second 6-3 Eagle lead, as Kate Clark will look to add 2 more. Iron and out, 0 for 2 from the line is Clark. As you can hear a pin drop.
Yeah, it's very, very quiet.
Should I be the guy talking?
Yeah, you be the guy.
As Clark, right hand up and finally rights the ship. Give Kate Clark 3 points. Give Serra Catholic a 7-3 lead. As Gent flips it up, Walters Rabel has it taken away. That's Riley Alaba inside. Cooley off to Clark. Off the window and in for Kate Clark. As Clark leading the way with 5. Averaging 5.5 per game. But again, Coach Macko saying she's about to break out. It feels it coming for Kate Clark. And here's the thing, Kate Clark 5 points and she hasn't hit a 3 yet, and we know how good she can be from outside the arc when she gets going.
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest thing, when you add Abby Jenness, that brings another element of great 3-point shooting. You have now 2 really good 3-point shooters in Kate Clark and Abby Jenness.
As Abby Jenness showing more than just a 3-point shooter, gets the board underneath. Beautiful ball movement, and Kate Clark once again. 7 points. As Coach Matt Backo might have been on to something about Kate Clark, saying about to get going. She's going here in the first quarter. As back up top, another steal. It's Clark in transition now. Caitlin Cooley off the window and in. And absolutely flying right now are the Eagles. 4 for Cooley, timeout Springdale. It's a 13-0 Eagle run. 3:21 remaining here in quarter number 1. 13-3 in favor of the Serra Catholic Eagles. And Jose, talking about all these scoring right now, again, 4 games in, and you think these numbers are definitely going to go up. You have 2 in double digits already with Jenness and Battles. You have 2 averaging 8+ in Alaba and Cooley. And again, Kate Clark at 5.5 per game. And if very similar, I feel like, lineup-wise to the boys team here at Serra Catholic, just for the fact where you should have a minimum of probably 4 guys in double digits. And I'm not saying Riley Alaba can't get to double digits, but normally when you're playing that center role, if you get to 8 points, 6 points on average per game, and you're averaging 10 rebounds, any coach would love that.
Right, and this is really a team, too, that they don't really care who's scoring. It's a very unselfish group. They don't care who's scoring. They're also a team that a lot of their offense is created by their defense. I mean, you see it early on here, 9 turnovers. I think 4 of their last 6 baskets have been off of turnovers. So, this is a team that, if they're able to get some steals and get the ball up court and get it to whoever is up court for a basket, that's what this team's going to do. Very unselfish group.
As checking into the game will be Ashley Germain, the 5'5 junior guard. First time we've seen her today. As she replaced Abby Jenness, the freshman, near side. Far side, Gent into the front court, knocked down and travels on her way to the court as Serra Catholic takes back over. Heckman in as well for Springdale. For your as well as up top directing traffic, that's Caitlin Cooley. Handoff to Battles. Far side around the horn to Clark. Inside Battles underneath. Alaba with the reverse back iron and no. And out of bounds going to be Springdale basketball with 2:56 remaining quarter number 1. Walters Rabel gets it in. Now it's Grace Gent into the middle. Bounce pass Steck off to Feuer. Far side controlled by Gent. Gent inside, knocked away by Alaba. Back the other way. Germain up ahead. Here's Caitlin Cooley off the window and in again. Make it a 15-0 run for the Eagles as Caitlin Cooley has 6. Now it's Gent pressured as Cooley all over. Gent crosses the divider but deflected away by Battles. Now Cooley again, and Caitlin Cooley with the left does not miss as give Caitlin Cooley a game high of 8. 17-3 in favor of Serra Catholic, 2:15 remaining. There's another steal. This time it's Battles. Now it's taken in for a deep 2 and draining that one is Germain. As Saya forced in the middle. They're going to be Spingdale ball.
Yeah, Serra continuing to put the pressure on. 19-0 run right now for the Eagles after going down 3-0 in the first minute and a half. 13 turnovers that they have forced since then.
You know, last time we were here, at least I was here, it was a steal palooza for the Eagles. That was on the boys' side of things with Isaiah Petty breaking the school record with 15. As there goes Battles coast to coast, and Bree Battles knocks it down. And actually an interesting thing here, Jose, is that's Battles' first bucket. If Battles and Janice weren't at Serra Catholic, they would actually still be high school teammates at West Mifflin. Of course, Bree's twin brother, Brandon Battles, plays for the Titans of West Mifflin. 21-3 Serra Catholic as there's Clark from the right corner. Kate Clark in the right wing. Now German back up top to Caitlin Cooley directing traffic top of the key. Cooley near side. Clark right wing 3. That one rattles around the cylinder. No good. And off of German and out. No, make that Richards. As the 5'6 junior came in last stoppage by. Richards, another one of our Summer League basketball players in the MVI SBL. Love promoting that any chance we can. So
well, it's easy to when you look at how many players, not just in our coverage area, but beyond the valley that compete over at Court Time Sports Center in Elizabeth Township every summer.
Normally we see one or so. We had Steel Valley, not in our coverage area, but of course we have Mackay Valentine, who he's having a great season, and congratulations to Mackay on hitting 1,000 career points.
Yeah, very well deserved. Phenomenal player. Great to see the work that he's put in and everything that he's been able to do over the last couple of years. So congrats to Mackay.
Division I aspirations as well for that young man. As back the other way, there's Battles, and here comes Caitlin Cooley once again. This time she can't finish. Bounce past foul line. There's Battles outside. Kate Clark drives the baseline. Extended post right-hander, no good. Rebound, Richards can't put it up as Steck in the way. Deflects back to the middle now. Katie Steck tries to find Grace Gent. Gent with 25 on the clock into the front court. Gent driving, and that one knocked out of bounds. Last touch by the Eagles. It was a 3-0 Springdale lead. 21-0 run for Serra Catholic here with 23 ticks of the clock remaining. As checking in will be Niedermeyer, the 5'4 sophomore. That one flipped in far side, wheeling up top. That was Fertabar. Now it's Gent. Walters Vrabel on the right wing, inside Steck. Steck with 13 and flips it back out, but a foul called on Serra Catholic. That's their first. It will go against Niedermeyer, the most recent Eagle to check into the contest. So with 10.8, see what Springdale can do with the ball. Gent flips it in. That one knocked out by Niedermeyer, who just had the last foul. So once again, Springdale will get an opportunity to fire in from the left side. And Springdale back-to-back 5-win seasons after winning 3 games in 4 years, including a winless campaign. As back up top, kick near side, deflected away, 5 seconds. It's Kate Clark driving in, off the window and in. As Kate Clark makes it a 23-0 run for the Eagles. And Kate Clark now with a game-high 9 points for Serra Catholic. 23-3 in favor of Serra after one. We'll take a break, come back, and have quarter number 2 for you right here on your home for Mon Valley Athletics, MVI Live. The best local coverage of news, sports, and more. Make sure you subscribe to the Mon Valley Independent newspaper. Both print and e-edition subscriptions are available, and you can try the e-edition free for 30 days starting today. So make sure you log on to monvalleyindependent.com for more information. Mon Valley Independent. What happens here matters here. Back here from Serra Catholic High School in William J. Cleary Court. It is 23-3 in favor of the Eagles. A 23-0 run for Serra to end that quarter. And Jose, we talked about it in the early going that it took Serra Catholic a while to get on the board, almost the first 2+ minutes of basketball. Eagles couldn't buy a shot, and all of a sudden, after a banked-in 3 by Walters Vrabel, it was all Serra Catholic off and running, and finally, they started getting their shots to fall. Great ball movement led to success for the Eagles.
Yeah, and it really all starts with a defensive effort and what they were able to do, forcing 17 turnovers in that first quarter. Serra, it always starts with their defense, and it's the same here tonight in that first quarter.
As it's going to be Eagle basketball to start the quarter. As inside there's Battles. Bree Battles stripped away by Grace Gent, and Gent foul trying to turn and transition. The guilty party will be Battles. Her first, team second.
That's got to be the most, I think, turnovers forced by Serra in a quarter so far this season.
Spingdale coming off a season where they made the postseason for the first time in what seemed like forever, since 2012-13. As last year they lost to Ellis 39-25. As up top, almost taken away. As now it's Gent at top of the key. Gent has Steck. Now Walters Vrabel tries her luck off the bottom of the net. No good. And with 7:24 remaining in the quarter, it's going to go back to Serra Catholic as Gent will provide pressure on the ball.
Yeah, I think the big thing for Serra defensively, just providing uncomfortability for teams on the opposite end of the floor. I mean, it doesn't seem like any team is comfortable when going up against Serra, and can't really get any type of fluidity offensively.
Battles finds Clark from the wing off the mark. 26.5 points per game against for Serra Catholic this season. Last year was 26.1 points against, so the defense continuing to be kind of one of those main standpoints for Coach Matt Bacco. And, if you're great defensively, you're going to win a lot of basketball games.
And I believe, I can't remember for sure, but I think there was one game where they actually allowed less than 10 points in a game, and it kind of lowered that points allowed average a ton, especially I think it was middle or late last season. Can't remember. Was that actually a thing, or am I
believe so. That sounds correct. I don't have that roster or schedule from last year. I can pull it up. But this year, they've only allowed more than 23 points once in a game, and that's to a very, very talented Elizabeth Forward team.
Yeah, and that was the thing. I mean, Elizabeth Forward, I think, is one of the favorites in that 4A section to win that section. And Serra took it to him and was able to come out with a big non-section win. As foul called there will send Katie Steck to the free throw line.
As Richards picks up the personal, her first, team fourth, but that was still only 45 points. That's not bad at all.
Yeah.
As back ironing out, especially when your offense for Serra Catholic is averaging 53.8. Highest, though, is in their section, and that should be an interesting matchup as Steck can't hit either. And back the other way, the Eagles will come, but a travel first on Richards. But GCC, they're leading the 2A classification in scoring. I know it's early on, but once you get to that 4 or 5 game mark, you kind of are starting to get what your identity is going to be. Because now you're starting to play more like sized opponents, as that one no good. Maybe count out a couple boys teams is in transition. German off the window and in. And make it a 25-0 Eagle run.
4 points now for German. Coming off the bench, she's been really good so far here in the early going this season, is providing some bench depth for this Serra team.
4+ points off the bench per game for German. As up ahead, there's German again, off the window and in for Ashley German. Give her 6 on the season, at 17 points through her first 4 games of the year. As inside, Steck has it ripped away. Back the other way comes Niedermeyer, looking up. Off the deflection, right to Abby Jennis. And Abby Jennis knocks it home for her second bucket of the game. 29-0 run. As it's Jennis the steal, and Abby Jennis off the window and in. 6 now for Jennis. 6 for German, 8 for Cooley, and 9 for Clark. As Grace Gent up top, Serra Catholic suffocating Spingdale here on both sides of the floor. As there's Walters Vrabel from the short corner, no good. Rebound, grab down Niedermeyer. And I think a big thing for Serra Catholic that helps them, when you can get out to these pretty hefty advantages, it keeps, when you have a short bench, not that big of an issue, because you can consistently just rotate your entire bench through the lineup and through the floor, and that's what Coach Bacco's been able to do. Is quick hands by Gent knock that to the backcourt. As there's Abby Jennis up top, battles, foul line, right block window, no good. Rebound Riley Alabon, she's fouled by Katie Steck. First foul on Steck will send Riley Alaba to the line for the first time today.
Yeah, first player not named Kate Clark to go to the charity stripe for Serra. And Alaba, I believe, is the only starter without a point here in the early going of this one.
You would be correct, at least to my calculations as well. Riley Alaba was part of the volleyball team that was unable to go, as she'll get on the board there. But Serra Catholic, if you have to really look at one thing in the early going they need to work on, it is from the free throw line, just barely over 60% this season. And that's normally always a struggle early on in the year. Checking in is Cetra for the Dynamos during that last stoppage, as they're stuck in the corner. But, if you want to be a team that gets to the Final Four and gets to the Pete, you have to be shooting 70+ minimum from the line.
And talking with Matt Bacco last week after their win over Yock, that was something that he really likes about this team. They're very, very, dedicated. They come to practice. They even come, they stay afterwards and shoot for, half hour, maybe even more, just because they want to get better. They are actually, determined and dedicated to getting better and trying to make this team as good as it can be.
As there's Riley Alaba with the right hand, and there's her first bucket from the floor. 34 straight for the Eagles. And, Jose, I remember vividly last year, I'm not 100% sure what game it was for Serra Catholic. I believe it was the Bergenstown game, and that's the one that went to overtime. The Eagles almost got upset here at home. And, Chloe Portash was a crucial and integral part of this team, but I think she shot 20% from the line and had about 30 shots from that, and I'm not exaggerating.
Mm-hmm.
And, you got to be able to knock down your free throws, because you make free throws in that game, not even close, and that's why it shows you how crucial those type of situations, those little things can be, because, you make even 50% of your free throws, you probably beat Bergenstown by 10 or 15 last year, and said you're in overtime with them.
Yeah, it's definitely a big aspect of the game, and you got to be able to convert at the charity stripe if you're, going to be a successful team. Is all ball.
Great defense.
Phenomenal defense there by Steck.
And that's a big no and a big move. That's the classic big move. The nice up and under. Steck did not buy it, just stood the ground and allowed Riley Alaba to go right into the arm. That was picturesque defense by Katie Steck there.
See, Sarah's defense has just been so dominant. Like, they haven't really been able to get the ball inside to Steck.
Now it's been settled for outside shots as dual possession called, and arrow points in favor of the Eagles.
And that's what Serra wants to do. They want to force teams to maybe take shots that they're not entirely comfortable with. And, that's what's really made them so good even the last couple years. I mean, it's not just this year. I mean, this is a team that's always kind of prided themselves on defense, even before Matt Bacco took over.
Transition, triple, no good. And here's an interesting thing for you too, Jose. Serra Catholic, 34 points here in the first half. They have not hit a 3 in this game.
No. Yeah, all, really buckets in transition, easy layups, jump shots, a couple shots from the charity stripe. They've only really attempted, I want to say, maybe like 3 or 4 three-pointers here in the early game.
Abby maybe 2 and Cake 2, and now Cooley 1. So I think 5 max. But when you don't have to live and die by the 3, it makes you all that more dangerous, especially when you have some players that can hit it. And when you have a freshman shooting 50% from beyond the arc, when you need that 3, at least you right now have a go-to player for that. As Serra trying to break the press here, is backing off, giving room to Kate Clark to cross over the timeline. Now there is German, short corner shot up and in. She likes that shot right inside the arc. Second time we've seen German take 2 dribbles inside the arc and then pull up, and they have been picture perfect for German.
Yeah, 6 of her 8 points here in this second quarter is another turnover for Springdale, their 7th here of this second quarter.
As Isabella Cetra couldn't grab that one in. German out. Back in is Battles. As it has been the game of the year so far for German scoring-wise. As almost a steal knocked out by the active hands of Grace Gent.
Timeout here for Serra Catholic.
30-second.
36-0 run for the Serra Catholic Eagles, and it is a pretty talented classification when you look at the likes of GCC in this, and we know how good Greensburg Central Catholic is and some of those talented girls they have up there. The Ellis schools starting the season 2-3, but their scoring has been really kind of abysmal, along with Steel Valley. Then you have Springdale, Winchester, Thurston, who's been pretty good to start the year, and then we know how good Iona Wade is with the Clareton Bears.
Yeah, she's been phenomenal. I think, 90 points through 2 games to lead the Bears here in the early going. And
do you know how many points Clareton has as a team?
I believe it's maybe 93 or 94.
99.
99.
So 90
I knew
of 99 points, yeah.
Pretty remarkable what she's doing. But
it's
then
almost,
again, it's really not a surprise just knowing the player she is. She is fully capable of leading a team like that.
It's almost like Chad coached her this summer. Just shoot whenever you want, Iona.
Yeah.
Iona Wade, of course, was actually teammates with Battles and Clark this summer, as Kate Clark can't finish. And onto the floor and traveling with possession was Claire Schneider. Substitution coming in, as that's going to be German back in. She, again, has had an outstanding game off the bench, the 5'5" junior guard. And you kind of look at German maybe playing a similar role to Cunningham last year, as there's Abby Jennis with the tray.
All she needs is to hit one, and then kind of just continues on from there.
Of course, MVI Live player of the game coming later. It might be a little different than normal today, so make sure you stay tuned for that.
I'd say so.
I think Jose might know where I'm going.
I know exactly where you're going.
As that one,
anybody watching might have an idea.
Off the mark, as back the other way is German. 8 points for Ashley German. Now it's Clark. Clark to the corner. There's Abby Jennis. Jennis flips it back up top. And now far side, Niedermeyer back up top, German. German with 30 seconds. Serra Catholic, the way they've moved the ball around, I think they could easily take another 20-plus off. They'll choose not to, as Niedermeyer knocks down the 3. Springdale scored the first bucket. They've given up 42 straight. As back the other way, Gent blocked by Battles. 13 seconds. Abby Jennis flips it. Kate Clark runs it down. And on the boundary with 7.3 seconds was Claire Schneider. Checking in will be Richards. 7.3 seconds remaining, and Serra Catholic on the verge of shutting out Springdale here in quarter number 2. And with 7.3 seconds remaining, that looks like that will be the case. Serra Catholic 19 points this quarter, as that one out of bounds, fired out by Niedermeyer with 6.7 seconds remaining. Walters Vrabel will do the honors. Flips it in. Now it's Grace Gent into the front court. Gent left side. Gent blocked again by Battles. And now it's just fired up and off the mark by Schneider as we've reached the half. And Serra Catholic does indeed shut out Springdale in quarter number 2. 42 unanswered by the Serra Catholic Eagles. As when we come back, it will be the Planet Roof halftime interview. We will be joined by a man who is right down the road from us in Bryce Epps from the South Allegheny Gladiators. Of course, we'll have plenty of interviews throughout the course of the season, so make sure you tune into all our games and check out some of these halftime interviews. They have been absolutely a blast to actually make that, not Bryce Epps. I meant down the road still, but Alyssa Terza of the Forward Warriors. When we come back right here on MVI Live, the Planet Roof halftime interview. The best local coverage of news, sports, and more. Make sure you subscribe to the Mon Valley Independent newspaper. Both print and e-edition subscriptions are available, and you can try the e-edition free for 30 days starting today. So make sure you log on to MonValleyIndependent.com for more information. Mon Valley Independent. What happens here matters here. Cyber Athletics is a community created by athletes for athletes. A team of collegiate and NBA legends that have experienced all aspects of how the ball bounces both on and off the court. Ultimately, Cyber Athletics is defending the health, wellness, and success of a human beyond the title of athlete. Because an athlete can never truly perform unless health and wellness is placed at a premium priority. For more information, visit cyberathletics.com. Highway Appliance, Furniture, and Mattress. The right brands, price, and advice since 1946. Highway Appliance, Furniture, and Mattress is the Mon Valley's choice for selection, service, and savings for over 75 years. Highway Appliance, Furniture, and Mattress. You're going to like us a lot. We guarantee it. Planet Roof, Pittsburgh's top roofing company, goes above and beyond to give customers the best experience possible. At Planet Roof, we pay close attention to the quality of our work in your home. Our roofers are committed professionals with years of experience who will go above and beyond for all of our clients' needs. Because at Planet Roof, we love what we do. For more information, contact us today at 724-243-3297 or visit our website, planetroof.com. Back here at the half, MVI Live halftime interview brought to you by Planet Roof with Alyssa Terza of the Elizabeth Forward Warriors. Alyssa, first off, thank you for doing this, even though you didn't have a choice.
It's okay.
But, so, for you personally coming into this season, what goals do you have for yourself and the Warriors?
I really think we have a good chance of winning section. I think that's one of the most important things for me this season. I think we'll have a good run in the playoffs. We have really good freshmen coming in and good returners, so I think we have a really good chance. We work well together, and we always communicate. I think that's one of the biggest things. So as long as we play as a team and work together, I think we'll have a good run this year.
So for you personally, we've noticed this over the last couple years, but something about playing Bell Vernon. Why are you always so successful? Or is there anything special that happens that you come out and just dominate the Leopards?
I don't know. I mean, we have a rivalry with Bell Vernon. I don't know. I do always play good against them. Hopefully that'll continue this year, but I don't know. I really don't know. It just happens, I guess.
So for you personally, obviously, before coming into the season, we'll go back to the summer first. How has this past summer league season for you, where you got to play for a team that won a championship, be a crucial part of that, helped your growth coming into this basketball season?
I think I was able to work on things like individually to help me for this high school season, like work on my ball handling, because I'm more of a guard than a forward, so I also got to work in the post a little bit more and just work on my all-around game just to get better for AAU in high school.
So moving into the next season, obviously you went from basketball to soccer, now back to basketball. What was this season like for you guys on the soccer field? A lot of success. Your back line, which you are a part of, was absolutely lights out for most of the year. And, you're in a very competitive section with the likes of Thomas Jefferson and company. How was this season like for you guys on the soccer field?
Yeah, we moved up sections this year for soccer, so we really knew that we had a tough section. We were playing all new teams, and we knew TJ was a great team from the start. And after we were a few games in, we were getting the hang of things, and we really wanted to beat them. The first time we played TJ, we played really good. We all worked together really well, and we did win. And then the second time we played TJ, we lost, but we had an insane amount of good competition this year, so I really think that's going to help us going into next season, just to be able to already know who we're going to be playing, and already have a feel for the teams and the competition and their strengths and their weaknesses.
So, for you personally, obviously multi-sport athlete, very successful in both sports you do. What is the plan for you? Is there one you prefer over the other? What's the goal in the long run for you once high school comes to an end?
My ultimate goal is to play basketball in college. I just decided a few years ago, I think it was freshman year, that I wanted to try and play AAU basketball, just to see if I tended to like that sport better after playing AAU, because freshman year I had no idea what sport I wanted to pursue in college. I knew I wanted to play a sport in college, but I didn't know what sport. So I figured I'd try AAU, and I loved it. So I do want to play basketball in college, but I'll continue to play soccer throughout high school.
So obviously still doing both those sports throughout your high school career. How do they help each other? How does soccer help you in basketball, and basketball and soccer?
I really think I get really good endurance from soccer. I play most of the game for soccer, so being on the field, I really think the running aspect of soccer translates it into my game for basketball, and vice versa. I think that's one of the biggest things, is being in shape.
So for you personally, before every game, do you have any sort of pregame routine ritual that gets you ready to go out and do the job at hand? Because, again, it is a kind of – everyone has their own process to get ready for a game. Do you have anything specific you have to do, or you just feel like you're going to be off?
My biggest thing is to eat a good meal before a game, probably chicken, steak, get protein, and I always like to listen to pregame music just to get in the zone and get ready.
So obviously you guys lost a lot coming from last year with the likes of course, Briggs, Brinson, and Markland, and some huge shoes to fill, but obviously you are going to be one of those pieces, not just on the court offensively, but leadership-wise as well. How do you kind of handle taking on these multiple roles? Because you're already a big part of the piece of the offense last year for EF, but you're losing three big pieces. So how do you kind of step into maybe more of a leadership role this coming year?
This year I think I'm going to have to really communicate with my teammates, make sure we're all on the same page, keep everyone in a positive mindset even when we're down. I think that's going to be one of the biggest things, not getting in your head, because basketball is such a mental game. And a lot of people don't realize that, but as long as we play together, I think if I'm that person who helps bring us together and just keep us as one and to help us play as a team, I think that'll really help us have a successful season.
All right, one more question for you, Alyssa, before we let you go. So the last thing you hear before you start a game, national anthem. You're all on the court lined up with your teammates. So question one, it's two-part. Is it a pump-up song? And two, what goes through your head during that final 2 minutes before you start playing?
Well, for me, every time, this might be weird, but I always pray during the national anthem. That's my time. I don't really think it's a pump-up song. I think it's more of a song to calm yourself down almost. And that's when I pray. But every time before a game, I always pray during the national anthem.
All right, Alyssa, thank you. Good luck this season. Can't wait to see what you and the Warriors do throughout the course of the year.
Thank you.
When we come back, we'll have half number 2 here on MVI Live. Planet Roof, Pittsburgh's top roofing company, goes above and beyond to give customers the best experience possible. At Planet Roof, we pay close attention to the quality of our work in your home. Our roofers are committed professionals with years of experience who will go above and beyond for all of our clients' needs. Because at Planet Roof, we love what we do. For more information, contact us today at 724-243-3297 or visit our website, planetroof.com.
Bring together expert faculty, offer programs in high-demand fields, add in a few centuries of tradition. You might call it the future of higher education. We're calling it Pennsylvania Western University. We've combined the resources of California, Clarion, and Edinburgh to create a new way to educate, where opportunities are boundless and tomorrow is yours to define. Built on tradition, built for your future. Welcome to Penn West.
B Graphics is the Mon Valley's leading source for all your screen printing, embroidery, and printing needs. Offering creative apparel, banners, fundraisers, online stores, promotional products, and more. To find out the best option for your needs, head to bgraphics.com or visit a store in either Frederickstown or Belle Vernon. B Graphics, hassle-free, quality-driven, and always on time. Back here from Serra Catholic High School, Planet Roof halftime interview was with the Warriors' Alyssa Terza. Serra Catholic again beat the Warriors earlier this season. Serra Catholic 42 unanswered to end the half. 9 for Jenis and Clark. Cooley and German with 8, with 3 for Alaba and Niedermeyer, 2 for Battles. Just one of the 8 Eagle players not on the board here this one. As Alaba gets a steal.
And biggest stat, I believe, was the 26 turnovers that Serra forced, 17 in the first quarter.
As clock is not going to stop here with a 39-point advantage, as there's Abby Jenis. And now Alaba flips it corner. There's Kate Clark, overshot everything except the stanchion of the backboard.
Yeah, she has a smile on her face like everybody did.
I knew it was
not one of Kate's best shots, and I think she'll probably admit that.
I thought it was going over. I didn't realize that far over.
Yeah, I thought it was going to go over, but even the best three-point shooters have off shots every once in a while. We'll give her some slack on that one.
That's how most of my three-point shots look. I was a big for a reason.
I would have definitely thrown it past the other three-point line in the other corner, so I can't say anything about it. Can't criticize her.
As there's Abby Jenis, flips inside, battles to the middle of the lane, back iron, no, rebound grabbed down by Katie Steck. Vertibar back the other way, into the front court over the Eagle logo, top of the key, now right side, driving right block, that one deflected, but she will shoot 2, as picking up the foul is Abby Jenis.
By the Eagles, number 24, Abby Jenis.
So Jenis picks up the personal, her first, team first, as Vertibar up, no good off the iron. Trying to end the 42-0 Serra Catholic run. As right hand up, and that one sails through onto the board for the first time since the first bucket of the game is Spingdale.
Yeah, it was actually the 6:33 mark in the first quarter when Spingdale scored. 6:32 mark here in the third.
With the free throw by Vertibar is now right side. Caitlin Cooley inside, deflected away. See if that gives Spingdale some sort of life. As Grace Gent into the front court. Again, the Dynamos 2-2 entering play today. As Gent trying to work her way in. Guarded tightly by Caitlin Cooley, and 5 seconds called on Gent as Cooley right on top of her. Cooley was basically becoming a second jersey there, Jose. As Abby Jenis left wing, back up top, Kate Clark, right side, Cooley. Cooley, now it's Clark, top of the key, swings it far side. As flip back up top, Jenis, one more, Clark inside, Alaba, left block, now it's Battles. As Battles finds Cooley back outside to Clark, who knocks down the triple.
See, she can shoot threes.
Give Clark 11. As putting that one up, no good off the back iron. As back the other way, here comes the Eagles of Serra Catholic.
I'll give Spingdale credit, too. I mean, they've kind of kept Bree Battles at bay here in this one. And, you know, Battles used to being a pretty good force down low. And they've kept her in check here in this one.
Jenis knocks down the three again. Another Serra Catholic bucket. Abby Jenis reaches 11, joining Kate Clark at that milestone here this contest. As right side, Furtabar pressured by Abby Jenis. Furtabar driving top of the key. Now surveys her options. Furtabar flips it middle, Steck, kick out. There's Grace Gent for three, off the mark, overshot. Near side, here's Cooley. Caitlin Cooley over the timeline. Cooley directing traffic, surveys, rolls right side, handoff. Jenis up top, Battles. Battles now swings at Kate Clark. Finds Jenis left side, back to Clark. Clark back to Jenis from the corner. Abby off the mark. Rebound ripped back down. That's by Cetra. Now it's taken by Battles outside. Caitlin Cooley up top, Jenis. Left side as Kate Clark fires away and knocks it down again.
Kate Clark for three.
14 points for Kate Clark. 51-4 in favor of Serra Catholic.
Foul by Eagles number 33, Kate Cooley. Her first, keep second.
As Walters Vrabel will check back in. As Gent puts it up, and Gent fouled by Caitlin Cooley. So Grace Gent will go to the line to shoot two. Second trip to the charity stripe for Spingdale this quarter.
Cooley, her second, keep third.
Spingdale third trip to the line in the game. Gent right hand up, back iron, no. As Gent looks to right the ship, second one falls through for Grace Gent. Her first point of the game as lead down to 51-5. Still plenty of times for the Serra bench to go to work here as there's Battles driving, right block, and fouled underneath by Gent. That's going to be her third. As Bree Battles will head to the line. As you mentioned, Battles just 2 points in this game, but you know, everyone around her has been outstanding for the Eagles, and she's made big contributions at the other end of the court as she knocks that one down.
Yeah, she's still contributing at a high level, whether it's forcing turnovers, playing solid defense, rebounding. She's still having an impact even when she's not, getting in double figures. And I think she's okay with that. She's okay with, as long as they're on top on the scoreboard, Bree Battles is okay with doing her job. The points will come.
As Caitlin Cooley up top, there's German trying to get in double digits here today. She has 8 inside. Battles, tries the middle, right hand denied by Steck and Grace Gent.
And Steck has played great defensively here tonight.
She's done a good job. Yeah, good job shutting down the two bigs inside. It's been a lot of outside and transition scoring. A Steck back iron, no. Still no points from the floor.
3 points. They had that three-pointer since that three-pointer. That was it. Yep.
As Caitlin Cooley left elbow, kick out Niedermeyer. Now it's German rolling left side. In no hurry. Serra Catholic cruising here through the third quarter. As underneath, there's Battles. Battles kick out as Richards looks to drive, throws it up and banks it in. Not how she drew it up, but it got the job done. As Richards means all 8 Eagles in the score column here tonight as Gent stops up, deflected away, it's Battles. And the length of Battles is an absolute issue for any opponent. Just the wingspan that Bree Battles contains.
Yeah, it's phenomenal what she's able to do on the defensive end of the floor. I mean, she's just so dominant.
As Niedermeyer off the iron, rebound, Battles surrounded, and Battles finds pay dirt from the left block. 5 points now for Battles. There's Gent, sees the lane, takes it. Gent fires it up off the cylinder, no good. Rebound saved by Katie Steck to Gent. As Gent can't finish, Walters Vrabel has it ripped away underneath, and Battles surrounded, tie-up forced. It's going to stay with Springdale. They'll have one more opportunity as the subs come in. That's Heckman replacing Cetra. As actually we're going to stop the clock here and give Serra Catholic the ball with 15 seconds on the clock. Battles gets it into Richards. Richards drives, and Richards is fouled. As that should do it for quarter number 3. As the guilty party is Schneider. As that will do it for the third. Serra Catholic surrenders 2, but they add on with 14 of their own. And after 3 quarters of play, it's all Eagles here this evening on MVI. One more quarter away till Coach Matt Bacco gets win number 200 of his career. We'll have that when we come back right here on MVI Live. The best local coverage of news, sports, and more. Make sure you subscribe to the Mon Valley Independent newspaper. Both print and e-edition subscriptions are available, and you can try the e-edition free for 30 days starting today. So make sure you log on to MonValleyIndependent.com for more information. Mon Valley Independent, what happens here matters here. Back here from William J. Cleary Court as Serra Catholic into quarter number 4, looking to close this thing out here on MVI Live this evening. Their next game will be against the Bishop Canavan Crusaders, barring any changes to the schedule, Jose, because that would mean the Eagles aren't playing again until the new year.
Yeah.
As that is scheduled right now for a January 3rd tip-off at Bishop Canavan. So we'll see if they add anything next week. You know, that's always a possibility if you hop in a holiday tournament or just pick up a non-section game to get it going for Springdale. They'll be back in action in a couple days as they'll take on another Mon Valley team, as they'll take on the Commodores from Fraser in their next game. Played Fraser a couple years ago as well, as Gent controlling the start here in the 4th quarter. As left side, now corner, Walters Vrabel banks in another triple. Second banked 3 by Walters Vrabel. She has both buckets from the floor here in this contest, as now German up top. Far side, Jennis swings it along, back up top, German off the feed from Richards. Jennis for the answer, off the mark. Rebound ripped down by Gent, knocked into the hands of Clark. Onto the floor, and the tie-up forced. Arrow will point in favor of the Eagles as the Dynamos got it to start. Okay, Clark will allow German to go down and be the trigger to our left. As she slaps the ball, sending order in motion, looking, surveying, flips it corner. There's Clark driving, now kicks it foul line. Richards. She was teammates with Abby Jennis this summer. So again, a couple other Eagles that got the chance to play together. That was for now Charleroi head coach Mariah Ward. As inside goes Clark. Clark flips it back out. As that one knocked down, the triple for German. 11 points for German. Again, coming into play at 17 on the season. Back up top, Gent. Gent tries her luck, iron and out, rebound out of bounds. Last touch by Richards. 6:15 remaining in a rolling 4th quarter clock. 59-8 Eagles lead. 3 different Serra Catholic players in double digits as Grace Gent up, and she's fouled, and she'll head back to the line. Third foul on Niedermeyer as the sophomore sends Gent to the line for the second time tonight. Ironing out for Grace Gent. As Gent hits the back end for the second time, give Gent 2. As Serra Catholic up by 50, as there's a steal and almost another turnover, but Gent back iron it in as the Dynamos up to 11. Gent now has 4. As a whistle on the far side, 6 points this quarter for Spingdale. They had 5 in the first 3.
Yeah, starting to get going here. Are the Dynamo. 10 of those points have come from Walters, Vrabel, and Gent.
As there's Clark working in. Clark has it taken away by Grace Gent. Now, if you're Spingdale, finding a way to find any sort of life and momentum, any positives to build on is what you're looking to do. Is back iron no good. Rebound by Niedermeyer. Far side, German stops up. Now German into the front court. German, right side, out of bounds as she was looking to float one to Kate Clark. As checking into the game once again will be Abby Williams. And Emma Heckman back to the bench for Spingdale. 59-11 your score. Clock continuing to burn away in the fourth quarter. As left side controlled by Spingdale, wheeling left side. That's Fertabar. Now Gent inside. Katie Steck going to work. Now finds Williams. Walters Vrabel pulls it back iron. No. Rebound Abby Jennis. Jennis now wheels back around. Far side Abby Jennis finds Kate Clark. Leading all scorers with 15 tonight is Clark. And Serra Catholic on the season averaging 53.8. Sits at 59 points right now. One of the top scoring offenses and the top scoring defense in 2A. As that one picked off by Walters Vrabel, turned right back over to German. Inside as peeling into the middle. Richards can't get it to fall. Williams to Steck, now off to Fertabar, back the other way. Fertabar into the front court, top of the key. Now it's Abby Williams. Short corner, no good. Rebound, ripped down. That's by Clark, and she's fouled, trying to head back the other way by Katie Steck. As checking in will be Caitlin Cooley and Riley Alaba. Abby Jennis and Caitlin Clark to the bench. Richards the trigger. Now it's German, quickly out to Caitlin Cooley. Cooley over the Eagle logo, now finds Alaba to the corner. It's Niedermeyer, back up top, Caitlin Cooley. 3 on the clock here in the fourth quarter, 59-11. Serra Catholic actually being outscored this quarter by the Dynamo, as there's Caitlin Cooley down the lane to Riley Alaba, blocked by Katie Steck. Onto the floor, picked up by Walters Vrabel. Now it's Steck leading the charge. Finds Grace Gent, pulls up, transition shot. Now steps back into it, no good. Abby Williams off her hands. Now Fertabar near side, deep 2 from the right wing, off the mark. Rebound Niedermeyer, 2-on-0 with Cooley. Niedermeyer to Cooley, and Cooley will just wheel back up top, wasting more time. 59-11, Eagles leading. Coach Backos will see that win total go from 199 to 200. Back iron no for Riley Alaba. Ripped back down by Grace Gent. Gent slows down as she crosses the divider. Guarded by Caitlin Cooley. And that's, I think, one thing you love to see, the tenacity on the defensive side of the ball for Caitlin Cooley, up 59-11.
Yeah, I mean, she's still... Cooley has played strong defensively from start to finish.
As that one taken away, right on cue, it's Caitlin Cooley.
Yep.
And here's the thing for Serra Catholic. You know, you probably get a few more bodies in next year, but your entire lineup does not have a senior in it. Your starters, 4 juniors and a freshman. This core will be back for another year. And again, they have Peterson Event Center aspirations this year, as Steck fouled inside by Richards.
Fouled by Eagles number 12, Ariana Richards.
That's Richard's second. As checking in will be Claire Schneider, along with Fayer. As Walters Vrabel finds Gent off the window, no good. Rebound by Riley Alaba. Alaba tries to dribble out, now finds Caitlin Cooley. Cooley over the center court logo, now it's German to the corner. Flip back up top by Niedermeyer as German gets it once more inside Alaba, outside Niedermeyer. As looks like they're just going to play keep away till Cooley unloads for three, no good. Cooley matching her season average with 8 points as Gent up, she's fouled by Cooley trying to run by. That's going to send Gent to the line. Gent 2 for 4. She's made the back end both times. See what Grace Gent can do here. Right hand up. Gent rattles iron unkind. That's Grace Gent through the motion. Right hand up. Back iron, or front iron, no. Rebound ripped down and a tie-up force as it's going to stay with Springdale. A chance for the final shot, maybe, if they hurry. Walters Vrabel will give them that opportunity. 6 seconds on the clock inside Gent. Gent up off the iron. Rebound, Riley Alaba, and that will do it. There's number 200 for Coach Matt Bacco. Big congratulations to him and the Eagles as Matt Bacco, his 200th career win as a head coach. 173 of them came at South Fayette. 281 all-time as Coach Matt Bacco as win number 200 for the Serra Catholic bench boss. Again, he said it would be special with this group of individuals from the school he graduated from, with some former players on the staff now, and a great milestone. And congratulations to Coach Matt Bacco getting his team to 5-0 and getting win number 200 of his coaching career for the Serra Catholic Eagles. We'll take a break, come back, final wrap-up, some final numbers, and your MVI Live Player of the Game coming up right here on MVI Live. 59-11, your final. The Eagles defeat the Dynamo. Planet Roof, Pittsburgh's top roofing company, goes above and beyond to give customers the best experience possible. At Planet Roof, we pay close attention to the quality of our work in your home. Our roofers are committed professionals with years of experience who will go above and beyond for all of our clients' needs. Because at Planet Roof, we love what we do. For more information, contact us today at 724-243-3297 or visit our website, planetroof.com. Back here on MVI Live, there's Coach Matt Bacco. His 200th career win, getting presented with some balloons and whatnot. And yeah, we'll probably get Coach Matt normally comes over after an Eagle win when we're here, so as we'll most likely get him over here at some point, talk to him. But again, congratulations to him. And the Eagles, 5-0 to start the campaign, just 3 losses last year for Serra Catholic, now 5-0. As for the Dynamos, Jocelyn Walters-Vrabel leads them with 6 points, 4 for Grace Gent, 2 from the line, 1 from the floor, and 1 for Ashlyn Fertabar for the Dynamo, now 2-3. They'll take on another Mon Valley squad and the Fraser Commodores in their next matchup down in Perryopolis for Serra Catholic, now 5-0. They were paced by the junior Kate Clark. Coach Matt Bacco said she was about to get going, and she did here tonight. 15 points, 9 in the first half, as it was also 12 for Janice, 11 for Ashley German, and 5 for Battles, with Cooley chipping in 8 for Serra Catholic. Now 200 wins for their head coach, 5-0 on the season. And, of course, I said we would do things a little different today. And your MVI Live Player of the Game, your MVI Live Coach of the Game, getting win number 200, of course, Coach Matt Bacco, and I think he's going back to celebrate with his team. So I'm sure we'll be here to talk to Coach Matt Bacco after maybe a GCC game or two later on in this season. But on behalf of Jose Negron and everyone at MVI Live, I'm Alex Line saying thanks for tuning in here this evening from Serra Catholic High School. Tomorrow it's a big one between the Leopards and the Tigers, so make sure you join us for that one. And again, a big congratulations to Coach Matt Bacco. Career win number 200. But until tomorrow, I'm Alex Line saying have a great, great rest of your Monday, everybody. Win number 200 and another win for the Serra Catholic Eagles right here on MVI Live.